Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter ratios, rates, and proportions. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Estimate population size using estimate population size using proportion. Let's just start with an example. Wombats are animals that are native to Australia and are related to kangaroos. To estimate the wombat population, Professor Morgan's research group trapped 80 wombats and tagged them. They returned and tagged wombats to the wild and a week later trapped 280 wombats. Out of the wombats, 32 were marked to the nearest whole number. What is the best estimate for the wombat population? So out of the total population, 80 of them are is marked wombats, that is 80 divided by the total wombats are P. And now the marked wombats counted are 32 out of 280, right? So you need to solve the this proportion for P. So 32 times P equals 80 times 280. So that is P equals 700. That means out of the 780 were marked. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. To monitor the deer population, park rangers marked 190 deer. Later, they flew over the park and counted 790 deer. Of the deer they counted, 79 were marked to the nearest whole number. What is the best estimate for the deer population? To monitor the deer population, park rangers marked 190 deers, right? The marked deers are 190 out of the total population. To total population, we don't know. Now they flew over the park and counted 790 deers. So out of those 790, 79 were marked. We need to calculate a total population of which 190 were marked. So that would be P is equal to 190 times 790 divided by 79. So 79 times 10 is 790 and 10 times 19 is 1900. So that means 190 were marked out of 1900. The correct option is 1900. That is 1900. Option number 2 is the correct option. A country in Africa is trying to restore its giraffe population and is carefully keeping track of how many giraffes are in the area. To do so, local wildlife authorities put tags on 39 giraffes and released them. So 39 of them are marked out of the total population, right? The later the corral 620 giraffes. Among these giraffes, 26 are tagged to the nearest whole number. What is the best estimate for the giraffe population? So 26 of them are tagged out of 620. So we have P is equal to 39 times 620 divided by 26. That is 39 times 620, 24,180 divided by 26. So that is 930. That means out of 930, 39 were marked. That is 930. Option number 1 is the correct option. A farmer wanted to know how many rabbits were living in his field. He marked 45 of them were with tags. A few weeks later, he drove around his field and found 27 tagged rabbits out of 450 rabbits he counted. To the nearest whole number, what is the best estimate for the rabbit population? So 45 of them are tagged out of the total population, and then 27 tagged rabbits found out of 450. So that is P is equal to 45 times 4 divided by 27. So let's just do the calculations. That is 450 times 45, 20,250 divided by 27. That is 750. That means 45 of them are marked out of 750. Got it? That is 750. Option number 1 is the correct option. Lauren is a scientist who works with the Department of Agriculture. In order to ensure a good harvest, Lauren keeps track of various local caterpillar populations. She catches 200 caterpillars, marks them, and releases them. Then later, she catches 810 caterpillars, 20 of which are marked to the nearest whole number. What is the best estimate for the caterpillar population? 2. 200 divided by P equals 810 divided by 20. P is equal to 20 times 200 divided by 810. So 20 times 200 and 20 times 200 is 4,000 and 4,000 divided by 810. That is 20 over 800. I did a mistake over here. The marked are 200. So that is 200 over 810. So P is equal to 200 times 81 divided by 20. This is 20. 20 times 10 is 200, and then yes, that would be 8100. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8100 it is. Option 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Rate of change. So, rate of change. Mrs. Harrell hosts an annual art contest for kids, and she keeps a record of a number of entries each year. According to the table, what was the rate of change between 2006 and 2009? The rate of change in 2006 and 2009. So in 2006 number of entries are 36 and in 2009 it is 33. So the rate of in 2009 it is 33. 33 minus 36 divided by 2009 and minus 2006. So that is negative 3 over 3. That means negative 1 entries per year. The rate of change between 2006 and 2009 was negative 1 entries per year. Let's just start with the test questions. Rachel kept a tally of the number of emails she received each day for a week. According to of change between Sunday and Monday. So Sunday it is 2 and on Monday it is 6. So the rate of minus 2 and the difference between the days is Monday. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 over equals 4. So the rate of change between Sunday and Monday is 4 emails per day. That equals 4 emails per day. Option number 1 is the correct option. Fans of the Cederberg team compared the number of games won by their team each year. Games won by the Cederberg baseball team. According to the graph, what was rate of change between 2002 and 2004? So in 2002, it is 38, right? And in 2004, it is 30. So we need to calculate the rate of change between 2002 and 2004. So that would be 30 minus 38 because in 2004 it is 30 and the difference between the time duration is 2 years. So that is negative 8 over 2 that equals negative 4. So that would be the rate of change is negative 4 games per year. The correct option is option number 2, that is negative 4 games per year. Option number 2 is the correct option, negative 4 games per year. An administrator at the Department of Motor Vehicles tracked the average wait time for months to months. According to the table, what was the rate of change between February and March? 39, 32 minus 29 is. That would be 3 minutes per month. Option number 2 is the correct option. A Girl Scout troop recorded how many boxes a day for a week. According to the table, what was the rate of change between Sunday and Thursday? We need to calculate the rate of change between Sunday and Thursday. Sunday it is 35 and Thursday it is 35, right? So that means the rate of change between Sunday and Thursday is 0. That is 0 boxes per day. Option number 1 is the correct option. In trying to calculate how much money could be saved by packing lunch, Grayson recorded to the amount he spent on lunch each day. According to the table, what was the rate of change between Tuesday and Wednesday? Tuesday and Wednesday. That is $4 per day. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next one is constant rate of change. This graph shows how the number of plants Ruby can have in his backyard is related to the number of seed packets he purchases. What is the rate of change? The rate of change is equal to the slope. That means change in y divided by change in x. So we need to find any 2 points on the graph and then we need to calculate the slope. So you can select any of the points. So here the points are 0, 1 and 1, 3. Change in y is 3 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 0. That is 2 by 1. So the rate of change is 2. Let's just start with the test questions. Let's just start with the test questions. This graph shows how the amount of dough Molly has prepared is related to the number of hours she has spent working at the bakery. What is the rate of change? Just select any 2 points on the graph. This is the first point and this is the second point, right? X is 0, Y is 20. X is 10, Y is 50, right? So the rate of change means change in Y divided by change in X, like that we need to calculate the slope. Got it? So the slope is change in Y divided by change. This the first one is the X coordinate and the second one is the Y coordinate, right? So the change in Y would be 50 minus 20 and 10 minus 0. 50 minus 20 is 30. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So the slope is 3. The correct option is 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 3 kilograms per hour. Okay, that is the next one is this graph shows how the total number of hair bands Pamela owns is related to the amount of money she spends on a traditional hair bands. What is the rate of change? So let's check on the graph. Here is the first one and here is the second one. That is 0 and 10. That is 20 and 50. The slope is change in y divided by change in x. 50 minus 10 is 40 over 20. That equals to. So the correct option is 2 hair bands per dollar. The graph shows how the distance Gabby has cycled depends on the number of trips she had taken to work. What is rate of change? So you need to calculate the rate of change. That means we need to calculate the slope, right? So for the slope, we need any 2 points on the graph. Here is the first one and here is the second one. Any of the 2 points, right? So now the coordinates of the first one is x is 0 and y is 10. That is 0 and 10. And then the second one is x is 10, y is 40. So the slope is change in y divided by change in x, that is 40 minus 10 over 10 minus 0. 40 minus 10 is 30. 30 over 10 is 3. So the rate of change is 3. The correct option is 3, that is 3 kilograms per trip. Shows how the time required to ring up a customer is related to the number of items being purchased. What is the rate of change? So just select any to the point. X is 0, Y is 10. X is 40, Y is 30. So the slope is 30 minus 10 divided by 40 minus 0. That is 20 divided by 40. So the slope is equal to 1 by 2. So the slope is 0.5 seconds per item. This graph shows how the total number of appetizer recipes Gray knows depends on the number of weeks he attends culinary school. What is the rate of change? That is 10 10. Then 50 30. X is 50, Y is 30. So the slope is 30 minus 10 is 20 and 20 by 40. So that is 1 by 2. That equals 0.5. The slope is that equals 0.5. Option number 2 is the correct option. This graph shows how the total number of stamps Maggie has in her collection is related to the amount of money she depends on additional stamps. What is the rate of change? 0 and 6, then 4 and 7. That is 1 over 4. That is 1 over 4, option number. Zero 0.25 stamps per dollar. The graph shows how the amount of jam Quincy has jarred is total is related to the number of days he has spent making jam. What is the rate of? So here is the first point and here is the second one, that is 10 and 30, and the second one is 30 and 60. So the slope is 60 minus 30 is 30 and 30 minus 10 is 20, so that is 3 over 2. The correct option is 3 by 2, that is 0 1 point per day. The graph shows the distance depends on the number of track practices she attends. What is the rate of change? So the points on the graph are, here is the first one and here is the second one. X is 0, Y is 4, X is 1, Y is 6. That is 2 by 1. The correct option is 2, option number 1 option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. Chapter we were working on is ratios, rates and proportions. The lessons we have covered today are estimate population size and proportions, rate of change, and then constant rate of change. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So, any questions you can please ask if you have any.